celebrating 2 decades of achievement. This is CNN.
Sunday, the government said the gasoline pipeline was safe. It wasn't. Now 3 kids are dead.
It was totally preventable. It's just a time bomb everywhere else.
Who's watching our nation's aging pipeline? CNN and Time, Sunday, 9 Eastern.
Allied air forces began an attack on military targets in Iraq. This clearly was a huge story, the biggest story we'd ever covered.
The whole city was built across the street from the courthouse that we called Camp OJ.
Amazement is not strong enough to describe the feeling of seeing this building which had imploded.
Bringing you the world for 20 years. This is CNN.
Welcome to the 20th anniversary of CNN. I'm Larry King. Tonight, the 1990s. What it was like for CNN correspondents, producers, and crews to cover the big events of this decade. And with us live, Colin Powell, Ken Starr, Anita Hill, Barbara Walters, plus Johnny Cochran and Chris Darden on television together for the first time since the OJ trial. By early 1991, CNN was a global operation. So as tension mounted in the Persian Gulf, the staff was poised to cover a war. The stage was set for the boys of Baghdad.
This is, something is happening outside. Peter Arnett joined me here. Let's describe to our viewers what we're seeing. The skies over Baghdad have been illuminated.
Profundity was not necessary. Simply report what you know. And I said what I knew at the time. Something is happening. And something was happening. A war was beginning.
We're seeing bright flashes going off all over the sky. Peter?
Well, there's anti-aircraft gunfire going into the sky.
We had no idea what was going to happen, really, because this was a unique time.
We hear the sound of planes. They're coming over our hotel.
No time in modern history had a group of reporters and had been waiting at a hotel for a major war to begin, in the enemy capital. This hadn't happened before.
However, we have not yet heard landing.
This clearly was a huge story, the biggest story we'd ever covered. And I started asking for live.
Oman, I need Saudi Arabia, I need the White House, I need the Pentagon.
I wanted to hear from the rest of the world outside Baghdad when I had no more Baghdad to hear from. I didn't know how long we were going to have them on the air.
All the street lights in downtown Baghdad are still on. But as you look, you see trails of flashes of light going up into the air, obviously anti-aircraft fire.
No, nobody's
We're
got
getting starbursts, seeming starbursts in the black sky. We have not heard any jet planes yet, Peter.
No plane. Now the sirens are sounding for the first time. The Iraqis have informed us.
We lost contact with them briefly. I mean, the thing just went dead.
They just cut the line. Get the French on the air.
And we didn't know whether they'd been hit by a bomb.
Well, we heard Peter Arnett saying the Iraqis have informed us, and then we didn't hear anymore. This is probably just a technical glitch. They have 4 wires there.
It got very quiet.
Those wires
Find out where you're going from.
Everybody became very serious.
It wasn't clear from that report.
There was the strangest atmosphere in the control room I've ever witnessed, because the control room can be chaotic. It's controlled chaos.
Muslim sensitivity.
John, do you hear me? It's Bob Bernard.
Begin this war on Friday.
Please come in to us from Baghdad. This is David French in Washington.
And then all of a sudden, John Holloman comes on.
Hello, Atlanta. Atlanta, this is Holloman. I don't know whether you're able to hear me now or not, but I'm going to continue to talk to you as long as I can.
And I've never been so glad to hear John Holloman's voice in my life.
But you can perhaps hear the sound of bombs in the background. I'm going to put our microphone out the window. I think you'll be able to hear this sound.
Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
We all listened to the reports that we were getting from Bernie and John. Mr. Fitzwater was inside his office, the door closed, watching the same reports.
Open your mic, and I want you to ask everybody, the CNN crew is all right, okay? David?
Is everything all right with you aside from what's going on outside?
we're a little excited, David, as I'm sure is obvious. But yes, we've checked in with virtually all of the CNN crew. We've done a head count. Virtually all of our people are here.
CNN was very fortunate in that they had set up this 4-wire on audio signal that could come out of Iraq no matter what.
We can only presume that because they have started up again with considerable rapidity, that there is another attack coming in.
All other phones went out within an hour or so of the bombing, and yet we could maintain very clear communications over this 4-wire system.
That is due west of our position, and we just heard, whoa, holy cow. That was a large airburst that we saw. It was filling the sky.
And I think, John, that airburst took out the telecommunications. Yeah. Now you may hear the bombs now. If you're still with us, you can hear the bombs now. They are hitting the center of this city.
Shit, it's coming down in the center of the city.
Obviously now the adrenaline's really pumping, and it's radio on television because there's no pictures.
We're crouched behind a window in here. We're about 3 miles from where the center of action at this point seems to be.
It was clear we were concerned about our own safety. On the other hand, there was the thrill of being able to communicate this live event, the live event to beat all live events.
The liberation of Kuwait has begun.
Air raid sirens are just now going off here near these U.S. bases in Saudi Arabia. We're being told to get off this platform and get inside into the air raid shelter immediately. But right now, everyone's been training for this, and it looks like we may have to.
All right, Charles Jaco, that doesn't mean that he is in any imminent danger. Of course, we can't know that. He does.
It was probably, you know, the most heavy time that all of us have worked. You'd hear, you know, the sirens going off here or there and say, where's that? Is that Saudi Arabia? You know, are our co-workers in danger?
Map's great. Map's great. Use the map.
Pentagon officials say it should have come as no surprise that this attack started tonight.
This was not going to be a normal news time.
Amman Baghdad, do you copy?
Baghdad on.
We were going to be for 24 hours a live news, what is happening, one story, primarily network.
And the person who's assigned this hour is here. Get out. I need you rested for tomorrow.
The radio here is broadcasting CNN live. The Foreign Ministry also is watching CNN. A lot of people now are getting their news from CNN.
The best reporting that I've seen on what transpired in Baghdad was on CNN.
I remember running down the stairs to the newsroom, and I looked up at the bank of monitors that were above the control room at that time, and every one of them had CNN Live on it. Those were our competitors' monitors.
CBS is taking us?
We had that story.
CBS? Huh? Can they do that?
Just a minute. We saw the bomb.